As soon as the money comes into the account, boom, it goes up to pay one bill or another.
Stop spending. I'm sick and tired of this. I just wanted to pack up my bag and just go, and I just had enough. You spend, and then at the end, you suffer.
You never look at those bills. I don't know why.
We're suffering.
My daughter had a piggy bank. She said, you can use the money in my account to pay off what's owed.
She sees us fighting all the time. We kept it secret. I'm at the end of the rope.
We really need help badly.
Money, 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 money.
My name is Nell, and I'm a hairdresser. I'm married to Darrell for 11 years.
We have a beautiful 9-year-old daughter, April. I'm a customer service rep for telephone sales. Probably about $60,000 a year we earn, roughly. My wife is the one that handles all the finances, because if I handled them, we'd be bankrupt. What do I buy? I don't buy that much. Right now, we have 2 different bank accounts. I have one account that's in my name and one account that's joint with my wife.
I don't know how much he spends. I don't have an access to his account.
My daughter has a savings account and we've been borrowing from her account. It's not good. We're taking about probably $5,000, $6,000. I feel bad, and my wife feels bad too.
Thank you, Mommy.
You're welcome.
I feel mad all the time.
Life is very tough. What's left over? There's not that much left over to spend on anything. That's not healthy for my daughter to see that kind of situation where the parents are fighting.
There is no love. There is no affection.
I joke and laugh around when she's freaking out in an attempt to try and diffuse the situation.
You always make everything as a joke. I'm prepared to leave if he doesn't get better.
Underneath, honestly, I do feel desperate.
I'm very worried about our future.
Just help. Gail, come and help us.
This month, I'll help this couple move from red to black. I've been solving money problems for over 20 years, tackling everything from high finance to low income. I help people understand money and debt, which is still a huge mystery for most folks. And it's the #1 reason couples split up. So now I'm making house calls. Nell and Darrell are on the verge of breaking up. They have $60,000 in personal debt and have drained their daughter's education fund. Nell resents that she takes sole responsibility for family finances, while Darrell just seems to laugh it off. Their situation, however, is no laughing matter. They need my help. I'm wondering if I can just drop my bag and have a quick look around.
Sure.
Nice big television. It's a small house. Not a ton of space. Also not a ton of stuff.
Well, we're both nervous.
This is April's room. Small. Again, not ostentatious.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
What I do is I go through all your finances, about 6 months worth, and then I come up with what you're actually spending in a month.
Okay.
Okay.
The things that I saw were these. One of you is an ostrich.
Yes.
The other one's a bull. And these animals are not living together in peaceful harmony. Darrell, Nell doesn't think you're taking this very seriously. The tension between the two of you is growing. And then you look at your daughter and you go,
She's in the middle.
that's right. We need you to pull your head out of the sand. We need you to draw your horns in. And we'll see if we can create an atmosphere here where you're working together. Here are what the issues are. You have a reasonably small income, and you're spending more money than you make.
Yes, we are.
You're accumulating debt at such a rate that it's hard to believe. We've got to stem this before it gets any worse. Let's make it right so that you don't have a heart attack.
Yes.
Let's make it right so you don't have to leave.
Yes.
Let's make it right so your daughter doesn't have to give up her piggy bank. Numbers don't lie. And when I looked at their finances, it became clear that Nell and Darrell are spending substantially more than they make. While you think you're spending $3,400 a month, you're actually spending twice that.
So $6,800. Holy smokes, that's a lot.
Part of the issue here relates to the fact that Nell doesn't know what's going on in your account. There are a number of cash transactions. In July, you took out cash twice on the 4th,
Okay.
once on the 6th, on the 15th, on the 18th, on the 29th, for a total of almost $1,500.
Wow.
And you do it a lot.
Oh.
See, I told you.
But let me tell you something, Miss Nell. You have a consistent check coming out of your account for $100 every single month. Does he know what this is about?
Actually, no. He doesn't know about that.
Uh-oh.
Nell feels so insecure that she's secretly taken part in a savings pool at work. She's managed to tuck away $1,400 that Darrell knows nothing about.
He's not very responsible with the bills, so it's time for me to stash some cash, and if I need it, I have something.
I had no idea. I was totally shocked and amazed that my wife was keeping a secret from me all this time. It was very strange.
How long have you guys been married?
11 years?
This is a heck of a time to start having to cover your butt. If you stay on this track,
Yes.
what's going to happen is in 5 years,
Yes.
you'll be $600,000 in debt.
Holy smokes. That's a lot of money. I was in total shock. I was thinking bankruptcy, and we could lose the house, we could lose the car, we could be out on the street.
Want to fix this?
Of course.
Definitely want to fix it.
We can fix this, but there are some rules. The first of the rules is you're going to learn to live on cash.
Okay.
The other thing is I have some challenges for you. You do the challenges successfully, and I'll give you up to $5,000. So I need a commitment from you. I need your promise that you are going to do what I need you to do in order to fix this problem. So do I have your commitment?
Yes.
You're sure?
As long as it doesn't involve jumping off a bridge.
No bridges. I want your credit cards.
Where's your credit card?
I only have one. Hers is already canceled.
She's gonna cut it off.
Probably will.
Coming up, now that Darrell has to help with the finances, Nell is having the last laugh.
Look at that. I can understand this bill.
Of course, this is your first time to look at the bills.
Nell and Darrell are $60,000 in debt and keeping secrets from one another.
What is this pre-authorized for $50?
I'm not sure.
Arguing over
Yeah,
finances
but you always have a lot of cash in your wallet.
is taking its toll on their young daughter. They spend more than twice what they make each month, but they're about to live by my rules. For the next month, this couple will learn to live on a strict cash budget. No more credit cards. They'll complete weekly challenges to tackle their money and relationship issues. And if they're willing to change, I'll reward them with thousands of dollars. No changes, no money. Now that you're going to be living on cash, you don't need this anymore. I want you to go into April's room and close the door, and I will duly dispose of this for you. Bye-bye. We don't want any more debt growing. That takes care of that.
I know for sure it's gonna be hard. But it's just a matter of getting used to it.
Now that you're living on cash, I'm going to show you how you do it. These are the magic jars, and the magic jars are used to show you how much money you have and how much money you have to spend. There are fixed expenses that you have no control over, like your mortgage, and there are variable expenses that you do have some control over, like your grocery bill or your clothing. When I did your budget up, I found out that your variable expenses have to be trimmed to the tune of about 77%.
Wow. The 77% cut in my spending was quite a blow to the system. I never imagined she'd be cutting so deeply so quickly.
Because you have these communication issues, I actually haven't built your budget for you. It's going to be your job.
Oh.
Nell and Darrell will go from spending $4,900 a month to spending $1,300 a month. The hard part will be negotiating how that money is spent. I want you to divide the bills proportionate to your income, which means that, Nell, you're going to pay 2/5 of the bills, and Darrell, you're going to pay 3/5 of the bills. The other thing I want you to do is I want you to open up your own account.
Okay.
Because Darrell has his own account, you should have your own account.
But does she have to open up her own other account?
There is a discrepancy.
But do you really think she needs to open up her own account?
I don't know, Darrell, you have your own account.
I have to have my own account. Finally, we got Daryl to like embarrass in front of somebody else, you know, that he's keeping his own account. This is what the problem is.
What if I close my account?
And put all the money into the joint account together?
Yeah.
Conceivably, you could do it that way. All I'm doing is I'm evening
Yes.
the playing field.
I understand.
That's what I'm doing.
When you look at that, I can understand this bill.
Of course, it's your first time to look at the bill.
Despite being married for 11 years, Nell and Darrell have never sat down to discuss their finances. My first challenge will force them to do just that.
You pay 2/5, and I, Daryl, pay 3/5.
I don't like these numbers.
Did we include my liquor in the food? Because that's considered entertainment, right?
Forget about booze. We forget about booze.
Well, we have a lot to
No. Look, for food for $200, that's not even enough.
Not for a month. She likes the bread.
We can't afford it.
My account is closed, see? Close account.
Oh my goodness, really? Finally. Whoa.
It's now closed.
After 11 years, I still have doubts.
So tell me how your week went.
It was hard. It was a hard week for both of us. This is our first time to look at the figures, and there was a lot of pressure between us.
Darrell, how do you think you did?
I closed my account.
Okay.
I have a joint account.
The tension is a little bit diminishing, you know? It's just kind of like we're working on it.
Because you're now in it together.
That's right.
That's right.
Close the account, you're in a joint account together, you're well on the way to recovery financially.
This is the new chart that we have. And we have who's paying what bills, what date.
Good, so you did it proportionately?
Yes.
2/5.
2/5 and 3/5.
I think you guys are doing fine. You're right
Yes.
on track.
Just putting all those receipts in a jar, I think that makes such a big difference for
Okay,
us.
why?
Because we know where all the money's going.
You know, Apriel has a sense that she's poor. She's offered up her piggy bank a few times.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, but any house that can afford a big screen television set is not poor. So this week, what I want you to do is I want you to sit down with Apriel and I want you to apologize to her for letting money be a consideration in her little 9-year-old mind. The other thing I want you to do is I want you to find a way to make an extra $50 this week. And I want you to take her shopping. You're gonna cry. What's the matter? Tell me. Tell me.
It's just we take her to. I took her to the mall or something. And she really wanted to buy this stuff. But I can't. I said to her, no.
It's not on the
We're not on a budget. It's so hard for the mother to say no because.
Absolutely. And in her
can't.
case, it's a lot of no's.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is we're going to put some of the yeses back in. Coming up, Nell and Darrell try to make amends with young Apriel. But will they learn a lesson or two from her?
I want to save him some of my money.
She's learning already. I can't take this anymore.
It's like bill after bill after bill. What's left over? There's not that much left over.
Nell and Darrell constantly fight over finances in front of their daughter. And it's time they apologize for using almost $6,000 from her education fund. Success with this challenge will get them closer to earning $5,000. The first part of the challenge was to earn an extra $50 to spend on Apriel. So while Darrell works overtime, Nell styles a Saturday client.
Remember we said we had a surprise for you today?
Yeah.
Mommy and Daddy wanted to say that we're sorry for the way we've treated you in the past. And the money in your account, we're not going to touch that anymore.
You've been such a good girl. We just want to give you a reward today. This is for you.
To spend on whatever you want.
You've been such a good girl for Mommy and Daddy. Wow, look at that. Which one do you want? Would you like to
Which
try?
one? How about
Kitten.
this one?
How is it, sweetie? Oh,
Oh, wow.
Beautiful.
See? You like that?
Yeah,
Beautiful,
But what?
but I want to save him some of my money.
She's learning already. It's smart from your side to save some money. It's
Mommy and
smart.
Daddy have been teaching her to be careful. You can buy that $15 and you still got like $35 left over. So.
Okay, yeah.
want to hear how it went this week with Apriel.
It was very emotional at the beginning.
Yes.
You know, it's hard to say an apology to a little girl. What we have done, realize that we made a mistake.
Okay, so you're fallible, and now she knows that the right thing to do when you make a mistake is apologize.
Yes, that's right.
So I want to hear from her now. So Apriel, come here, beautiful girl. I want you to tell me all about your shopping.
I bought this skirt,
Lovely.
and it was only $16.04. And then I went to a jewelry shop.
Yes.
And I spent $24.15 on a necklace.
Yes. And those earrings.
Yeah,
earrings?
it came with the necklace.
Very pretty.
And then after I went and got myself a snack at Frozen Yogurt.
And you saved all the receipts to show me?
Yeah.
What a wonderful child you are. So Apriel did a great job, and you guys did a great job setting her up for that wonderful day that she had. And since $50 wasn't so much to make, I have news for you.
Uh-oh.
You have some holes. There are things that you actually need money for
Okay.
that you haven't put on your budget because you simply don't have the money right now. You need to be bringing in about another $400 a month to get your way clear. Nell and Darrell have such a tight budget, there's no room for savings or an emergency fund. Then, of course, there's the issue of Apriel's empty education account. This week's challenge is to find a way to bring $400 a month more into the household income. Okay? Because you are creative, I would love to see you create a business out of what you do for family and friends.
Okay.
So I'd like you to work together this week. Go out and look around and see what makes for a good business. I need you to help her with this.
Oh, yes, I will.
Okay? What kinds of supplies would you need? How would you generate the traffic flow? It has to be sustainable. Nell enjoys her full-time job styling hair at a retirement home, but misses the creativity of a high-end salon. By setting up a home business, she can indulge her artistic side while supplementing their income.
Yes, he's going to be the sole proprietor, yes. Is she allowed to write off anything as tax deductions? So what we have to do is we have to get a flyer made up.
I think a business card. I think a business card would be
You
better.
prefer the business card more
Yes,
than the...
I'd like my business to be through word of mouth. I wanted to have a sink over here. I want the big mirror here.
I think we have to move this countertop over there. 24. You need 6 feet, I think.
If I wanted to have a business card done, how long does it take and how much?
But full color.
Full color.
It's a $545, full color.
And half color.
Black and white, only $20, 500.
So this is $45 for 500.
500.
Coming up, is starting a home business too big a challenge for these two to handle?
I'm starting my home salon. You give discounts?
Nell and Darrell's combined income of $60,000 a year simply wasn't enough.
It's minus.
To repay their debts and give them some wiggle room, I asked them to bring in an extra $400 a month. They've been following my financial plan and are hoping to earn up to $5,000 to put them back on track. So, Darrell and Nell, I want to hear all about what you did this week.
I worked so hard this week. I earned some extra money because I was already trying to start my business.
Darrell, how did you do?
I worked overtime to figure out starting the business,
Right.
what it entails, what the
Right.
cost is.
Are you feeling excited about going into business for yourself?
Well, it's a mixed feeling, you know. It's kind of scary at first, but I'm getting a little excited now.
You make it what you want it to be.
Yes,
When I got here, you guys were spending twice as much as you made.
that's
Yes.
right.
And you were headed for about $600,000 worth of debt within about 5 years. Pretty scary.
That's right.
Worst of all, there was a little bit of hostility here.
Exactly.
Some resentment.
Yes.
I'm happy to say that we have stemmed that. You went out and made an extra $400.
That's right.
And what I want you to do now is I want you to consider the following. $200 goes into cash flow to make your lives a little bit more comfortable.
Okay.
And $200 a month goes into savings to replace Apriel's education fund.
Okay, yes.
You put that $2,400 a year away at about 5%. By the time she's ready to go to university in 9 years, you'll have about $28,000.
Wow, that's good.
I think you guys have done a great job. For you, I have a check for $5,000.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. That's so so generous. Oh my God.
Starting that business down there, it's like, well, of course, we need money.
Oh, 5,000 is going to help a lot to get the business started.
This will help. Before, we didn't communicate.
You have to relax, sweetie, because if we're both...
Can't relax. I can't sleep at night.
Well, we used to communicate before, but we used to scream at each other.
Let's see what's on sale. We didn't even know how to budget.
Now that we're working together instead of against each other, it's made our family stronger.
It was a very good journey.
This month was a struggle for Nell and Darrell. For the first time ever, they planned and balanced a budget. They've created a solid plan to make more money for their daughter's future. And now that Mom and Dad aren't fighting over money, Afriel can go back to just being a kid. This family has come a long way.
Because you have worked so hard, I have arranged for you to go to a resort with Afriel for a weekend. You will have a wonderful time, and she will be able to enjoy herself with all the joy she should have. Okay, just stop, okay? Because you're going to make me cry.